go. Okay. Give it just another minute. Looks like we've got a few people joining us.
Do we?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
6, yep. 5 or 6 so far.
Holy moly.
So it looked okay?
Yeah, looks just like that.
Perfect, good.
And they can hear us.
Yep.
Are we going to be able to they'll hear us over that?
Yeah, I just have to talk pretty loud here.
Yeah.
Okay. The important mission of hospice. Lucien LaPlante, Bill Straight. Eleanor Putman, Robert Bellier. Madeline Hall, Kermit Burns. Beulah Lyman, Mary Fayette. Delbert Morehouse, Nick Spadassini. Donna Hall, Francis Van Horn. William H. Scott, Ethel Trombley. Franklin Boyd, Julia Paquette. Terry Curtis, Lee Strader. Keith Knowlton, Hazel Babcock. Ray Bradley and Kay Bradley. Florence Ward, Vera Nichols. Gerald LeVere, Richard L. Brothers. Mary Jane Downs. Sharon L. Fowler. Sherry LeClaire. Glenn Pernice, Ruby LaValle. Linda Miller, Leroy and Dolores Love. Ellen H. Winters. Rhea Braze. Elizabeth Johnson. Michael Caswell. Susan Legault. Dalton C. Foster. Dalton P. Foster. Hamill and members of the Seacourse family. Clarence Butch Wood. Jeffrey P. Adams. Pat Lee and Wayne Strader. Seward Sweet Jr. Rose Shanty, Beverly Richards. George Gilmore, Edwin Hosley. Carlson Berry, Philip Bain. Kay Church, Joyce Boucher. Andrew Barney, Kate and Patsy Freon. Thomas James Patterson, Wendell McCarger. Sanford Knight, Joe LaRue. Viola Fowler, Rita Scott, Justin Miller. Nicholas Snyder, Doug Wilson. Vantine family, Lynn Carey. Roseanne Cooper, Jean Northrup. Bertha Hubbard, Ednis Cady. Lyle Musa, in honor of hospice volunteers, Mr. and Mrs. Raymond Trumbull. Madeline Peets, Diane Calvani. Jay Smith, Lynn E. Veal. Mark Snyder, Matthew Manchester. Mildred Holmes, Reverend Donald Manfred. Harold Dunning, Joyce Snyder. Grandma and Grandpa Hayes, in honor of Charlie Pernice.
Ronnie Winters, Hazel Carr, Virginia Jones, Juliet LaPlante, Terry Caswell, Doris Locke, Witherby and Whalum, customers, Dale Putnam, Eric Bellier, Shirley Macy, Robert Losey Jr., George Bain, Gerald Bazette, Stacy DeLorme, David Polton, Thomas and Jeanette Patterson, Hildegard Taylor, Barbara Boyle, Mary Hartman, Alan Vantine, William Strait, Leon Burnap, Hugh McElaren, our parents, Charlie Gray, Paul Pickens, Edward Sherman, Wallace Westfall Jr., Shirley Baker, Leon Blackburn, Darrell J. Spencer Sr., Olivia Cantwell, Everett and Catherine Lacey, James S. Reagan, Terry Tayo, Charles Whiteford, Sarah Harvey, Dan Panshin, Richard Rombo, Gary Sebastian, George and Bertha Sebastian, Dale W. Gagnon, Patrick F. Reynolds, Joseph R. Sears, Joe and Helen Santamount, Michael Pearson, Nellie Entwine, Hiram F. Green, Mildred B. Dillenbeck, Robert P. Reagan, Margaret Savoca Boyce, Francis Foley, Joy LaValle Maxwell, Doug and Esther Russell, Catherine Berry, Margaret Beining, hospice staff and volunteers, Gerald and Bonnie Snell, Beth Demo, Ken Carr, Michelle Cutler Marcantonio, Olive Haggett, Helen Sperry, Bill and Ethel Matson, Barbara Tarbach, Wendy Tarbox Coda, Christopher Griffith, Timothy Perry.
Maureen Richardson, Audrey Veneer, Thomas Riome, Eunice Pelton, John Sheen, Thomas Riome, Teresa Castleman, Betty and Harold Cribbs, Keitha A. Johnson, Patrick Shea, Fred Hubbard, Bob Levine, Joseph Randy Jr., Anne-Marie Champagne, Jim and Esther Long, Doug Riome, Charles Lumley, Wayne Bell, Charles DeLille, Jean Thomas, Kimberly Evans, Barbara Sweet, Peg Mang, Grace Scott, Pam Yergardis, Mildred Musall, Pauline Pruill, Marjorie Macy, Shirley Morrill, Wayne Edney, Alan S. Hudson, Mary K. Caulfield, David H. Williams, Keith A. Johnson, Bonnie Whitman Gagnon, Kathy Dibble, Roy and Agnes Shumway, Evelyn Hebert, Sarah Clark Chittenden, Mayfred and Ernest Murray, Chad Morehouse, Jeanette Laquille, Ron McReynolds, Rex and Ann Miller, Julia H. White, Ann Jeffers, Bauer Thompson, Paul Perkins, Thomas C. Carey, Irene Armstrong, Mr. and Mrs. George Whitcomb, Ray Bradley, Laura McElrain, Lloyd Fleming, Teresa O'Gorman, Alice Surface, Joan Pope, Betty Bayshard, Rita Cardona, Joyce M. Gang, Joanne Ball, Phyllis O'Neill, William Levere, Kathleen McDonald, Rick Cesarca, Leo and Edna Rassley, Sammy Curtis, Wayne Strader, Jean Mack Evans, Paul Earl and Dorothy Earl, Sue Ellen Gagnon, Eleanor M. Van Kennen, Basil Burnham, Roderick and Betty McIntyre Simmons, Arlo B. Harris Jr., June Dumas, Lee and Alma LaPointe, Kay Smith, Louise McCarger, Bonnie Knight, Jim Wilson, Cecil Fowler, Joe Scott, Phyllis Howard, Bert Certeza, Benjamin Kuda, Michael Maroney, Irma Day, Francis Hall, Francis and Leland Smith, Collins family, Thomas Warner, David T, Ortha Sibbets, Bernice Blackmon, Sonny Trombley, Dennis J. Shea, Helen Randy, Bill Levere, Jane Torr, Burr Kingsley, Debbie Musa, Doug Meek, Jim Cowboy Bartholomew.
Tom Robarge, Sonny Eddy, Bill and Iris Lee, Garland Poole, Hugh McLaren, Hernandez and White family members, Annetta Arquette, Thomas Wayne Gushaw, Lisa Rogers, Francis Trim, Roy and Bernice Wood, Helen Kalman, the Wallace McCaffrey family, Judy Nolan, Stanley Smith, Marion Elliott, Albert Venier, Robert C. Hastings, Red O'Neill, Floyd DeLille, Beth Demo, Marie Page, Rebecca Spears Green, Gary Gramps Rookie, Sterling Trado, James and Irene Collins, Norma and Frank Thomas, Mildred Gibson, Thelma Main, Clark S. Chittenden, Edgar Kelly, Martha Monroe, Carl Yurto, Linda LaPointe, Nancy Morehouse, Emile Lecoyer, Jim Downs, Robert Pernice, John Miller, Fred and Ellen Mertville, Raymond Johnson Sr., Ada Legault, Ellen Foster, Lillian McGill, Robert Lovey and John Newvine, Chris Sweet, Dorothy Page, William and Rose Clement, Anna Berry, Leonard, Bonnie Woods, Virginia Sullivan, George Dillingham, Calvin LaBarge, Joe Baker, Kenneth Blackburn, Keena Clark, Debbie Waldriff, Jane Bartlemus, Nancy J. Hebert, Fred and Ellen Martin, Elizabeth F. Haley, Santos Avoca, Jean Peters, Ruthie Lawrence, Jamie Miller, the Rookie Family, Michael Howard, Francis Van Horn, Linda Tromley, Albert Vanier, Carl and Susie Rose, Eric Zarka, Alan Marge Ackley, Horace Finkel, Bob Warner, James and Francis Shea, Marion Buckley, David Barnes, Bonnie Green Spears, Joe Serinacion, Richard Moore, Wanda E. Veal, Phyllis Bass, Reginald F. Chester, Laura Ann Sheets, Elizabeth Ma Bishop, Paul DeRucci, Marilyn Corral, Mary Beth Glasgow, Cindy and Dean Talcott, Mavis Hamilton, Tom Manning, Max Drasny, Ruby Morgan, Iona Ames, William St. Hilaire, Greg McKinnon, Nellie Dunning, Nadia Hazen, Eva Hay, Pauline Pernice, Anna Whalen, Catherine Burwell, Frances Woodward, Maurice Cabrera, Geraldine Robinson, and Clarence Berry. Thank you all for joining us tonight for the lighting of our tree, and I hope you and your families have a joyous and peaceful holiday. Thank you.